something a little bit different today. I think you may have picked up on that. About, I don't know, a month or so ago I met Alam. Alam has a first name that I can't pronounce because it's got that kha sound in the middle of it that I can't say, and I haven't run into anyone else who can say. So he goes by his family name. He is an immigrant to our country, he is an immigrant to our city, came directly from his homeland to here. And I'd like to ask you, Alam, to come up, join me, and I'll just start asking questions because I think he has a very interesting story to tell. Come on. Okay. You're a skilled immigrant moving to Australia. Queensland state sponsored, is that right?
That's right.
What does that mean?
Australian government has a procedure how you can be how you can enter the country. So for that I want to first thank you the Australian government for being so generous. Two categories are there. One is for the people who want to do business in Australia. And other category is for those people who are skilled in their own field. So I wanted to come to Australia, and for that I needed to just give my intent that I want to come to Australia. So there is a lot of procedure involved, and the first thing which every skilled person needs to do is to just being assessed by certain agency in Australia. And for engineers, that agency was Engineers Australia.
Okay.
So they are the people who judge the skill level of a person and the education level of a person, whether they are entitled to be invited to Australia or they are not. So the first step was that I just...
Engineers Australia checked you out.
Yeah.
And what did they find?
They checked and they find that my education was according to the Australian standards. And then the second thing they checked was my experience in the field on which my education was, I've got the education from. So the telecommunication was my field, and they assessed me with the telecommunication qualifications and experience, and then they gave me the certificate that your experience and education are according to the Australian requirement of telecommunication engineer.
Okay, so that means when you got here in Australia, you are a fully qualified engineer?
Registered with Engineers Australia.
Registered with Engineers Australia. Okay.
Right.
And your speciality is?
Telecommunication.
Telecommunications, like the NBN.
Yeah,
that's
NBN.
happening all over Australia.
That's what I have been doing for the last 8 years in my country, executing projects, deployment, the services, deployment, the fiber optics, copper networks to all the new areas, optimize the existing networks to create the new business, and that's what I have been doing. So after doing the Engineers Australia assessment, I'm available to all the states of Australia, whoever wants my experience to be included in their states. So I was visible to all the states, and Queensland government picked my name, and they invited me to apply for visa, and we will be...
Okay, so sponsorship means that they've given you a visa to come here.
Yeah.
What do they offer any other help?
No, sorry. When I landed on Brisbane Airport, I just opened my eyes and I was like in a cultural shock. because
I think our weather's about the same as from where you're from.
yeah, I love the weather of Australia. I love it. And when I just came out of the airport, I was just feeling like I'm having a boat with 3 kids and my wife, and there is no engine in the boat. And I have to sail it all around. There is no, no coast, no boundary to end of the sea. So
I don't quite understand that metaphor. What do you mean?
I mean that I was not knowing where to go. Toowoomba, I just searched 5 days ago before applying for visa because they told me that you have to stay in any of the regional Queensland. This was my email exchanges with the Queensland government, and they say you have to live in the regional. So I was only knowing about Gold Coast and Brisbane in Queensland, and I was not knowing about Toowoomba. So I've done a search on internet that what is the biggest city after Queensland and Brisbane. There was come out to be Toowoomba, which is the biggest inland city.
Right. I was going to say, you almost ended up in Logan.
So it was just like, I feel that it was written for me, that I had to be.
Tell us where you've come from.
I'm from the northwestern part of Pakistan, which is bordering Afghanistan. I speak Sam language, which is spoken in the northwestern part of Pakistan and most of the Afghanistan. I speak the same language, and I've been living in a village, like a small country area, which you call. I came from a very small town and just started my schooling from a school which we call a tart school, in which there are mats on the floor. We used to sit on the mats. Right. And on 10th grade, from the same school, I was the topper in the school. I was second in the whole district.
So
the first position holder in the school. Okay. And I was second in the whole district, which got 42 high schools. That was the second position holder. So education-wise, I was lucky enough that I've got good teachers everywhere whenever I just...
Why do you say lucky? You were lucky enough?
Because they were sort of inspirations for me. Like today, I'm feeling very proud sitting in front of you. I've never dreamed this before, never thought this before. So I think these are the blessings of those people who are with me always. So
thank you. Tell me about your schooling, where you lived when you were in that primary school and growing up through there.
Yeah, so that's what I told you, that the schooling over there was, even today we have very humble kind of schools where there are very few facilities in those schools. Even the students don't have their chairs and their tables in front of them. So I've been studying in a very tough environment. After going to colleges, we were not having even the basic necessities for the books and for the stuff. But still, I managed to reach up to university level.
And what was happening in the town while you were growing up?
The town was like we got agriculture background. We've been growing crops. Yeah. We've been growing wheat and all the stuff. I've been cutting grasses for my kettles as well. And day in school and after school we used to go to our fields and help my father for the farming and doing all those things. And all the people have been doing like that. I mean, we don't have any industry in there.
Yeah.
We don't have any other business activity in that town, because it's a very small village town and agriculture town. So that's all we have been grown up in, and just lived in there like that.
What makes someone decide that it's time to pack up from your home and move halfway across the world? Because you were at home,
Yeah.
The upper echelon, would that be right? You were an engineer,
Yeah.
working for a large company, I'm guessing,
Yeah.
earning good money, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that was right. And I was working for, when I just completed my education, I was lucky enough that very quickly, the time I came out of uni, within 1 month I've got the job, the telecommunication job. It was an extensive training of 7 months in the start. And when I ended up, when I was coming here, I was quite in a good middle tier of management in that company. And I was having a good status in society. That's why I've told earlier that it was a shock, and it was actually the bags which we were carrying our stuff in the airport. They were not just having the clothes and stuff. They were having the whole culture, the whole mentality, which was there. I was, as I told you, I was enjoying a good life over there. Now, how to decide to leave my country and my city and my people, and many questions, which even today we are asking the same questions. These little kids which you are seeing now in the school-going kids, they were in the junior section of the school where there was shooting. There was about 150 students who were killed in the same sort of incident which happened in France the days before. That was called Army Public School, and they were in the junior section. I want to mention that I've got the visa for Australia in July 2014, and I was not deciding. It was a very difficult decision for me to leave, just leave everything over there and just come to Australia. And in December, 16 December, that incident happened in the high school section, in the senior section of their school.
And your kids were in the junior section?
Yeah. They were
on the same campus?
No, not different. Different schools are there for the different, but the name is the same.
Yeah.
Like the same chain of schools. So 16 December that happened, and all the people all around the world, people were crying for that incident. I cried myself. My wife been crying a lot. And then we decided that we need a safe place for our children.
Safe place for your children.
Yeah, and on 23rd January, within a week I've been, because I've got the visa, within a week I just booked my tickets and packed up. That was the main reason for moving up.
So you're living on the border of Afghanistan, so
Yeah.
you've basically been living in a war zone.
Yeah, it is a war zone. It was a war zone since we were in school. Afghan war was there, and we had...
So when you were in primary school, the Russians were invading?
Russians, twice there were Russian planes, and they bombarded just 10 kilometers away from our village, and we could hear the long blasts while we were in the primary school. So that's been a war zone. We have been, so many of our relatives has been died in the blasts. It's not easy to live in there. It's not easy.
So you've moved to Australia.
That's
What were you hoping for? What were you looking forward to moving to this country?
the first thing which I believe was that there will be no injustice. And I'm proud to say that you are very lucky that you have made a system where there is no injustice. So the first thing which was in my mind was that if I go there, there will be no injustice to me and my kids and my family, and I'll be treated like a same person, the same in the society. But
is that what you found?
Not really at the moment, but I'm pretty much optimistic. There are challenges. The first challenge which we faced when we landed in Brisbane, we were not knowing where to go, where we're going to stay. And one of my friends, he just promised me that he will pick me from the airport and then he will manage something for me. And he just let us to his house, and we spent one night over there. From there he told me that he has talked to someone in Toowoomba, and they're going to give me a room. At that time we were not knowing how much a room will cost, where is that room. We were living in a house, my friend dropped me over here, thanks to him. He just done a good job, I'll say. I'm thankful to him. But that home was a four-bedroom home, and we were given one room, and they say it's a very spacious room. It was a good room, like a good size room, and they cost us $240 per week. We were not knowing that how much is the rent in Toowoomba. And we were start living there 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and when we came to the 4th week, my kids are very keen to go to school. Even now they are shouting, just, Baba, let's go to school. And they say, Baba, when are we going to go to school? So I've asked someone that what's the procedure to, at least I should get my kids to school, because at least they will find some time to spend somewhere. So we got to the Rangeville school, and again I'll say that it was very easy to get into the school. It was not that much formalities over there. So the kids used to have their lunches, dinner, breakfast in the morning, and the owner of the house said that you are cooking too much, you should not do this. Every day you should not cook. That was the first point of conflict. And then they give us a torch that you don't use to have turn on the lights for the kids.
How long did you stay there before
I think
you went time to move?
3 months, yeah. I mean, we've been paying continuously for them. And when we said that this is not too much, we were not knowing what to do. I mean, not the procedure, anything. So finally they virtually just threw us away, because when we came back from outside and we saw our bags were laying on the outside the home. Okay. So then we just sit in the lawn in front of that petrol pump in the Rangeville, and she was crying, let's go home, let's go back to Pakistan. I said, come on, just calm down, this will happen, it's all right. So,
yeah, okay. This is something you haven't told me before, and this is astounding. That's not how much Australian people are, at least I hope not. You've now moved into your own home, or at least a home that you are renting.
Yeah.
Your kids are going to school.
Yeah.
You're going to school yourself.
Yeah.
What are you seeing for your future?
Future, I'm feeling, although when I just look back, that 10 months has passed and I don't have any job, so that now has started worrying me. But one thing I have done while coming straight here, we just looked for something to do, like we wanted to improve our qualification. We want to just get into the system and have our qualification improved. So luckily we got Cedar Center. Some friend told us that they offer courses which you can do for free, like Queensland government supports. So we've been doing that, and thank you very much, Anna, for
I was
giving
going
us
to
the
say, a
opportunity.
little birdie told me that you did very well in those courses too.
Yeah, thank you very much. But I've completed business admin, certificate 3. Meanwhile, I haven't told Anna, but I'm nearly completing my training and assessment, certificate 4. And also I have started, because I have passions for getting into the system. Okay, I'm here, I accept the challenge, I'll learn whatever you want me to learn first, because all my previous educations have been gone to background, and I have started project management as well, and I'm nearly completing that, certificate 4, and that I'm doing from Engineers Australia. And the future which I want to talk about is the language challenge. The first thing which somebody told me that, as you said, my name, Intikhab Alam, you can't pronounce it. So the first thing which I got the tip for the job, they told me to change your name. I was very confused. How can I change my name? So now I have decided. I've got a new name, Inti.
Inti.
So as an Australian country, you can tell me Inti. You can. So that thing, and the other thing is that we have a language barrier. Still, we can. You can understand what I'm talking about. The accent is a barrier. I can't get into. And the other thing is that I'm not the first choice if there is a job opening, because when they look at my name, straight away things comes into their mind that it's not Australian, just keep him aside, just look for somebody else.
And
so
this is what you're finding.
This is what, at least I'm helping, asking for help somebody. Like Anna and others, to just write something that at least somebody invites me to sit with them on the table and let me make myself as a product and let me sell myself. But I haven't been able to get an interview call at the moment.
Okay, we are restricted in time, and I feel I could speak to you for many hours. I'm going to open up to questions, if anyone would like to say or ask a question, because, if I don't stop, I will keep going. Yes, Richard.
You come out as an engineer, the Queensland government offers you a position as an engineer. How come they don't authorise you employment?
Not only employment, it's all right, they have thrown us somewhere, just find out something for yourself. At least I'm saying that they should tell us that these are the houses you can rent out. Trust me, we got money in our hands. We went to Remix, we went to Revite, we went to get this money. We don't have any driving license. It's been just 1 week we are in Australia. We don't have any home. Just take this as a deposit, put it in your account. We don't have any bank account yet. We will make a bank account within 1 day. Nobody was agree even to give us a home to live in. Because we don't have any driving license, we don't have any pay slip. They say, bring us pay slip, only then we can give you a home. So I don't have any job, where can I get the pay slip from? Job is far behind. Then I'm worrying about the health of the kid. There is no medical cover. We are just praying that
There's actually something to point out. When it comes to Medicare, you're not...
We are not entitled to anything. So we are just praying that nothing major should happen. So that we should not, because the money we have brought with us is diluting. It's a 1:100. My 100 rupees are $1, almost 80 at the moment, but at the time when I was coming it was 100. So, we have a lot of problems. So they are just, I've been talking to immigration. I've called them, I've been emailing them that, look, I don't have I haven't got any job yet. So they said, just keep trying, just move from Toowoomba to somewhere else. And I said, I have a society, I have a community, I have been established. Now I'll go somewhere else and start again from zero. So that's...
Yes, Gary.
I do have a suggestion for some employment for yourself.
Right.
That is to be a consultant to other migrants who need this very help. You've got
What a brilliant
experience now. I think you just told us that you've got some business management training, so you could run your own little business. And because I think I'm a bit despondent about the treatment you received in the first few weeks. However, I think that could be a learning experience that you could turn into an employment. So become self-employed. You're talking to self-employed people today, and I believe we're never without a job because we keep creating our own jobs. If this job doesn't work, we create another one, or we change our business. I think the opportunity here for you that I can see would be, you've had this experience, your family has been through this. Now, there must be some manner, there may be a grant, there may be a small fee you can charge migrants to consult and to help them prepare, even before they get to this country. Now, these are the things you need to know. In my experience, you need to arrange accommodation, but there will be difficulties due to employment and background checks and so forth. You have access to real estate people here today who probably could help guide you in some manner as to an acceptable process. And if you document that process, I believe you'd be worth some sort of fee to new migrants like yourself coming into the country. And be there to greet them at the airport and go, yes, I'm here to help you. We have 2 nights accommodation here for you, and then we'll move you to the regional town. These are the challenges you will face. And I'm sure you could do some of this online up front, like an online course. You'll do some of it personal, face-to-face. But I think it's worth a fee, a moderate fee.
I think that's...
We have started doing that as a volunteer. We have been helping 3 families. They are here for just one I invited 2 days ago on evening tea, and they were as desperate, as disappointed as we were. And yesterday I got a message from him that I'm so happy that I was never before after landing to Australia. So 3 families we have been talking to, we have been encouraging them, we have been telling them, just don't worry, it's just the temporary phase and you will pass it.
We have run out of time.
Follow cricket.
Yes, Australia, that's why Australia is my first choice. I'm a fast bowler myself, and I've started following cricket when Alan Border was the captain.
You've got a famous
Intikhab Alam.
For Pakistan. Intikhab Alam.
Sorry.
His name is on the cricketer name.
Intikhab Alam. Yeah, that's what he said.
For famous Pakistan.
Because my family was very into cricket. There are still some stories about that, even from the very past. And Abdul Qadir and my grandma used to sip tea, and she tells on the TV that Abdul Qadir, come on, have a cup of tea. So that's very famous thing, and so cricket is... Yeah,
your other name sakes a spin of it.
Yeah, he was a spinner. Yeah.
Yep.
Steve, I know we're approaching 8 o'clock, but I really don't care. Paul Antonio was on Q&A, the ABC talk show, for want of a better word, and he was suggesting that there'd be, I think Toowoomba was going to take 3,000 Syrian refugees, something of that order. Now, I would suspect that, I would hope that the local council, of which is the mayor, if they're going to take 3,000 Syrian refugees, that there would be some local process that's been put in place, which you could plug into.
Have something to do with,
Okay.
I hope that the Toowoomba community actually, respects those people that come here. I think it's actually a community problem. Like how Australia is disgusting.
I agree, but what I'm saying is that surely there's some at local government level, and I wish Paul
I'm just hoping this video works today because I'll send him a copy.
I know personally a couple of councillors, John Wilson and I'm sure everybody knows a few councillors on the council. I would like to know what process, if any, people are saying here that no, there's no process. If there isn't, there should be, and surely that our local government has to put together, if we're going to take that amount of people, that there's got to be some information when they arrive as to where they're housed and how to integrate, how to get into the system, as you rightly put it.
If I can jump in there, I get the feeling that refugees to our country are actually treated quite well. The difference being migrants is a totally different story. If you come here on your own coin...
I understand that, but in terms of understanding the principles of getting into the system are the same.
Yep, true.
Okay?
Yep.
And that's what you're wanting, is to understand what to do next, where to go, who to see, who to speak to, so that you start to understand how...
Okay, so at that, I think we've come up with some thoughts in our brains today. If I can fit, yes.
There is a Toowoomba migrant centre here. I'm very aware of one. I'm sure I've seen
Trams, you're talking about? Trams. Toowoomba. But even they are just humanitarian and not the immigrants like us. Yeah, so.
Dave.
Probably a great photo with the family and Backscratchers or not?
Who wants? Yeah, I reckon a group photo with the family and Backscratchers sounds.
Thank you very much. And,
everybody come up here and thank you.
I'm honoured, and this is the reason why I'm in Toowoomba.
Excellent, thank you.
Toowoomba has an excellent community, and this is an inspiration. I'm still here, and I want to be here.
I just want to finish by saying that I believe that without the immigrants coming into our country, the country just stops growing. I believe that the immigrants don't have the, what's the word, the entitlement that a lot of Australians have. And we'll finish with that. And yes, I think a group photo is a fabulous idea.